Okay, Coach, ponchos and slickers, usually a necessity buy whenever you make your way to Hard Rock Stadium this time of year. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Miami Dolphins. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Set, ready, 8, read.
It's 59, Mike to 59.
Yo.
You draw closer.
Watch the edge. He's crashing. He's checking crash.
Now.
Slam. Check your hot read.
Nyheim Hines, his first carry. 33, following a good pickup of 8. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
That's going to be a long day. Slam. Alert 3.
Go.
Rush in.
Hey.
Under 10. 10. 59.
Go.
Check. 59.
Hit it.
Now a give, right side. Hines. He can muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a 3rd and very short. The good run on 1st down followed up by a not-so-good run on 2nd down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on 3rd down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
An early test for this defense. Here we go on 3rd and inches.
Check. Lucky.
Check 9. Shoot.
Hey, Sam off. Yep. Deep rip.
Here's Hines. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. 2 yards and able to get the 1st down in the process. Defense had a chance to get off the field here in the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
We own them. Shoot. Check.
Hey, lock it.
Check.
Field will spot it at the 49. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a 1st down. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they're in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front and linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Check 24. Watch 24. Kill.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Hines trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at their 49-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10.
Check 50.
Switch. Hey, switch gears.
Shoot.
He rifles one that's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 46. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for a Bengals TD. And the defense could not have written a much better script than that first drive, pick 6.
The offense never got a chance to really get oiled up there, did they? But the defense, they certainly got in gear. What a big-time play and a great way for them to start.
And now the offense, they've got to turn things around and figure this out because your backs are on the ground real quickly.
Yeah, usually when you're starting the game getting the ball, 0-0 is the only score you're worried about. Now the second time you get it, you're already down a touchdown.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They had the auspicious beginning to the season, a first drive turnover. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10.
49, check 49, check 49, 25, check 25. Go.
Throwing after the interception, Barton. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
But I guess that answers the question whether or not they want him throwing it again right away after throwing the pick 6 on the previous drive.
Yeah, not something conservative or underneath. Pretty big shot right there.
Get him right back in the saddle and say, go ahead and sling it, big guy.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Hey, turn it up. Check 52.
Check, 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 check. Check, check, check.
Look at me. Zipper.
Safety's creeping.
Get it.
They run with Hines. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Cut. 380.
I know he ain't got it. Kill, kill, kill. Kill, kill. Check nickel, nickel, nickel.
Zebra, zebra.
Double up, double up.
One left, one left.
Double up. Check safety, check safety.
Good touch.
He can run for it, and he will. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. The keeper good for only 4, and that's going to lead to a 4th down. On 4th down, Matt Hawk to punt it away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Bengals will take over here, 1st and 10. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Hey, foxtrot, foxtrot.
The former 2nd-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Someone's looking fresh, and this O-line is definitely licking their chops. Everyone likes to run block. If you're an offensive lineman, nice early burst, nice gain, too.
Down. 18 Gator.
Mike is 59. Mike is 59. Let's go, defense. Hey, man up, deep. Man up, deep. Mike, check, check. 59, 59.
Smooth.
59, Mike, 59.
Ready?
2nd and 2. Going deep downfield for Ross. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
After the incompletion.
Hey, shoot.
Mike 50, Mike 50. Mike
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. Through an opening, and there he goes. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Joe Mixon, 57 yards. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. But early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you give the defensive touchdown early to give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, we've had that conversation with them prior to the game. They always say, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
It does.
Ready to break.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big time.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 47. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
Ito Smith, his first carry. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
At the 42-yard line.
Here we go, here we go. 60 or.
Hey.
5.
50, minus 50. Let's go, D. It's going to be a long day, offense. It's going to be a long day.
2nd and 11. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 13-0 is the score after 1 on EA Sports.
On the double.
50, minus 50. Check.
Look at me. Go. Hey, seam 6.
Mike 50. I'm coming after you.
Hey, Haywood.
Hey, check Mike 50.
5.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jerome Baker in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. This is fielded inside. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and the Dolphins' drive will start deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Here we go. Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Let's go. Hey, Mike 40. Hey, keep it up.
Go out.
He's coming. We got double up.
Hey. High 7. 2.
To throw again. Barton Looking for Campbell downfield. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
At the 40-yard line.
Set, 8, read. Hey, echo.
Hey, check.
Get it.
A quick throw now complete to Ross. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Here we go. 50.
Hey, Delta.
Don't let him breathe.
He'll look to throw. He completes it to Boyd. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Cincinnati.
Ready? 90, Wolf.
Yeah.
Hey, Charlie.
Hey, 50 to Mike. So we got man.
Ready?
On first down, Mixon takes to midfield, but no further, just a yard there.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Here we go. 50, plant.
Let's go, let's bring it.
Hey, wahoo.
50, Mike's 50. Check the out. Hey, alert. Mike's 50.
Hey, box drop.
You think you won't get this?
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 33. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll make this a 2nd and long. A reminder coming up at halftime, it's the season debut of the coach, Jonathan Coachman, in Orlando, as we look ahead to all the action coming up this opening weekend. And of course, we'll also take a look back at this first half. On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Joe Mixon, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This one taken from the 7. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line.
Here we go. At their own 29-yard line.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start.
And now nothing but green ahead of him. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Naeem Hines, 71 yards, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Elliott. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. About to get going, and they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Hey, Orbit.
Let's go, Mike 50, Mike 50.
Yo, go.
Mike 50, Mike 50. Watch the screen. Pass. Mike 50, Mike 50.
Now.
Here's 2nd and 8. And he will find his man on the outside. 10 yards there on a Bengal first. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Hey, check Mike 50.
They'll run on first down. Mixon. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5 on 3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they will just roam and hit.
Open man is Ross, complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down. So a challenge coming down from the booth, and that's where these challenges come from, of course, in the final 2 minutes of the half.
Yeah, now we're going to New York, right? That's command central for the officials. They'll talk, they'll take a look at it, communicate with the referee at the game site, and issue a final decision because they do have the final call now.
On first down, Mixon. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Watch the run.
Hey, seam 6.
Mike, check.
Back to Mixon on first down. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half.
Watch the pass.
22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber. Hey, Haywood.
Mike 5'9", Mike 5'9".
Get it ready.
Nixon will try the right side. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. They'll throw now on the final play. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. So we have reached halftime here in the Thursday night opener. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Coach. We'll see if week one fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half.
We got this.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
All day, every day.
Hey, high 7.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Got a man open. It's Ross. There he goes left side. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. John Ross. 75 yards. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Extra point right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This one taken from the 7. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard. Line.
First and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Got it.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
They'll start on the ground with Hines. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on third down, and you know what offenses want? Win first down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on first down.
Let's go now. 8, read.
D, tighten up. Let's go, D, tighten up. Say. Shift. Check. Crunch.
Guard. Hey, Sam off. Lead grip.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hines. He finds an opening past the 40. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 27 yards there, a first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Check Mike 40. Watch the curve.
Hey!
Mike's 40. All right. Here we go. Let's go, D. Let's go.
Hey, exit.
Hey, let's get there.
5.
Back to throw. Barton looking for Campbell downfield. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. Second down. Well, this secondary has done such a good job of frustrating these receivers tonight. Another example right there on the deep ball.
Sometimes when the sun goes down and it's just the bright lights in the stadium, puts a little extra spring in their step, doesn't it? And that's what we're seeing from the defenders. Doesn't matter whether it's man or zone, deep ball, short ball, and that was a deep one there. They're making plays on the football, contesting everything.
Shift. Watch the shift.
Check. Hey, lock it. Go.
Wide. Get wide. Check 24.
Snap.
On second down, it's Pollard. He's got the first down here inside the 30. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin first down. Well, CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
Mike's 40.
Yep.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
Hey, Charlie.
Hey, 40's Mike, right there. 40's Mike. I'm coming.
They just do get the play off as he'll look to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
Ready.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
Roger. Rip right. Check 13. Out. Check 43. Hey, check 24.
Look at me. Zipper.
Check 4.
Go.
Now a give, right side. Hines. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
Let's go. 10 Lobo.
He's coming. All day.
Hey, wahoo. Get it.
Operating from the gun, Barton. And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion. Jake Elliott readies for the field goal try. He was originally drafted by the Bengals. This will be spotted at the 37, so it's a 47-yard attempt. Well, maybe a little bit of an anxious moment there as that ball got closer and closer, but it does curl in. Yeah, actually did a little bit of a slow dance there with the left upright, didn't it? But had just enough space, as you said, for it to curl in. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. That maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's exactly how you want to draw things up. Whether it's on your grease board, right, in your playbook, one play drive's exactly what you want on offense. What they have to be careful of is not having a letdown. It was really easy last time. They can't expect that going forward.
Yeah, we'll see if it's that easy here.
At the 29-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Come on, D. Small.
Mike's 50. I got you.
Ready.
Staying on the ground, this time backwards.
I know you feel that.
Ready, set.
Mike 55. Nice, sweetheart.
Tight dog. X3, 218, chopper. Hey, zoom.
On 2nd down, it's Jenkins. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that.
No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd down.
Set up, 18, Gator.
50, nice 50. Hey, we're pretty quiet here.
Look, squeeze.
Check three.
Hey, orbit.
Mike's 50.
They'll look to throw. He's got his man. Boyd. 30, 20, 10. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Tyler Boyd, 77 yards. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
This will be fielded at the 6. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Jesse Bates.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his 2nd interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 12 yards that time and a Cincinnati first down.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
Watch the screen.
Five.
Mixon with it. Jerome Baker there on the tackle.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
At the 42-yard line.
Set. 60 Pittsburgh.
Strong left.
Hey, seam six.
4 down. Mike's 50. Hey, we got to get this stop.
Now.
On second down now, it's Jenkins. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
Let's go now. 10-2 stop. Shoot.
Back to throw. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Only 2 on the screen pass there, and it'll be 4th down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed, but all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
Here's Jamie Gillen now as he'll punt it away for the second time. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. And they will get to this one and down it at the 13-yard line.
The Dolphins take over first and 10 at their own 13-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
Switch the mic right here. We go Mike 40. Pick me up. Here we go. Watch the ad. He's crashing. He's checking crash. Slam.
Look at me. Go.
Slam. Alert 3.
Let's go.
Now a give right side. It's Hines, and they'll get him down here at the 23. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
Rush in.
Leo. Go.
Check. Lucky. Check 9. Shoot.
Get it.
Now it's Hines, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
At the 22-yard line.
Ready. 8, read.
Watch the slip.
Hey, Haywood.
Tight ends right. Watch tight. Tight ends right. 4 down. Check. 4 down. Kill. Shoot. Watch that. Hatchet. Let's go.
Looking to throw. Barton looking for Campbell downfield. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. The Dolphins on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
Hey, Alpha. Ready?
Back to throw. Barton. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for a Bengals TD. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick 6 makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. I might get a pick or two.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
At their own 25-yard line.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z.
That's caught at the 25. A big play there for the Dolphins. 51 yards. They've been struggling in the passing game. Do you like the aggressiveness there? I mean, it worked on that play, but do you like it?
I do, because a lot of the time you're struggling because your passing lanes are clogged. That usually happens when you're throwing the ball underneath. People start to press up on you. Push them deep. Find some space and open things up again. Being aggressive there, I think, will pay off for them.
Throwing on first down. Barton. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Another pass attempt, another incompletion. You figure defensively, you're in the fourth quarter here. You've held a team under 100 yards passing. You've done your job.
Especially in today's NFL, which is truly a pass-first league.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10.
59's Mike, 59's Mike. Check, 59. Here we go. Mike's 5'9", Mike's 5'9".
Throwing again. Barton. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since.
I'm coming after you. Switch. Hey, check.
Hard. Lee Griffin.
This is Hines. Oh, good move. And he'll be stopped short of the first down right around the 18-yard line. A good pickup there, 7 yards, but it brings up 4th down.
That was a good run, probably right on the edge of breaking into something really big. So the defensive guys right now are talking about, okay, what can we do to slow him down before he truly gets started?
They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
Hey, Delta. 5.
On 4th down. Barton. Catch is made by Arcega-Whiteside. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
18 Gator.
First down.
Hey, Charlie.
At the 11-yard line.
Snap.
On first down, Barton. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score.
59, 59. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
To throw on second down, Barton. And that is incomplete here.
Barton's pass, thrown away and incomplete. Brings up third down and 13.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down.
Check curls, check curls, check curls. Check Mike 40, check Mike 40.
Hey, foxtrot, foxtrot.
Mike's 40, Mike's 40. I'm coming for you. You mine. Check 50.
Fair.
Switch, switch. Hey, switch to go.
From the gun, Barton. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
At their own 1-yard line.
On the double.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
And a nice pickup as this one gets them to the 10-yard line. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Set. 60 yards.
Don't get nervous.
Ready.
They'll try and run for it with Smith. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. Here's Jamie Gillen down as he's on to punt for Cincinnati. And he puts a little something extra into this one, by far his best of the night. This is brought in at the 21. It's a nifty return of 29 yards. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line.
No gain on this defense. No gain. 49.
Gone.
49.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line.
Safety's creeping.
Brought down back at the 45-yard line.
They can't stop.
And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining.
You better be ready next time.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack.
Switch.
Always got some breathing room. And they're going to have this Davis way down in Cincinnati territory. Well, my friend, for the players, it's good for them to get that first game under their belts. For you and I, that first Thursday night game, also good for us to get that under our belts, wasn't it?
It was no longer preseason. We were into the regular season, the first game of the year. And, you know, all eyes were watching this when everyone was excited that football was back.
And it's just special. You could just feel it. It's so good to have the pigskin back out there. It'll be crisp fall weather before we know it.
You got that right, but I love the build-up to it, right? All day long anticipating it, and then we got here and we saw a game, the first game of the year. Let's keep going.
So for the Bengals, they start the season with a great win on the road here in the Thursday opener. And they'll get a few days to savor this one before they take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Meanwhile, for the Dolphins, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Tampa to take on the Bucs. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew.